Hi everyone, it's Anthony back with another video, and it is so strange because I'm actually recording this on my phone, which I haven't done in quite some time. I posted a video, I'm not sure when this will go up, but I posted a really quick video from my phone explaining that I kind of destroyed my laptop accidentally, and so it is currently in the shop for repairs or replacement. I haven't found out what the situation's going to be. So I wasn't really going to film anything in the meantime until I get it back. However, I'm going to start getting backlogged with a lot of product reviews and stuff, and a lot of products that I just want either out of my routine or out of my stash or ready to give away to a friend, or something that I'm like about to finish up with. And so I'm going to have this empty bottle sitting around, and I'd rather just record the video, get it saved onto my phone, and then do what I need to do with the products to move on to something else. That way I don't feel like, I don't know, I have this like weird stress trigger of like things that I need, like videos I need to record, reviews I need to write. If there's like a bunch of backlogs of product just sitting around waiting to be talked about, I'm like, I get a little stressed about it. So I'd rather just go ahead and record it. So it might not be as good of a sound as my actual camera or as good of video quality, but at least we're getting it down. Hopefully I can edit this when my computer gets back and post this as soon as possible. But the brand review that we're actually going to be doing today is from Drunk Elephant. So I've used a few Drunk Elephant skincare products in the past. Some of them have been winners, some of them have been misses. Most of them have kind of been on the misses side. However, when they launched their hair and body care products, I think that was like earlier this year, I believe. Maybe it was even like late 2019. I was kind of hesitant to jump into it because of my wishy-washy experience with Drunk Elephant as a whole. However, I started seeing some really good reviews come through from people like Dr. Dre and some people that I really, really trust, and especially Dr. Dre, because she is so particular when it comes to Drunk Elephant, and she really doesn't like a lot of their products, and she takes cost into account when it comes to their skincare, but she seemed to really like a lot of the hair care products. So I went ahead and started off with one of their hair care products. I ended up falling in love with it, so then I picked up all of their hair and body care launches. So it ends up being, I believe, 7 products in total. I don't have all 7. I am missing the Sweet Pity deodorant cream. So if you came here looking for kind of like a show and tell of that, I don't have that because it did not work for me, and it did not work for me really early on in the trial period. Every time I used it, I always ended up still kind of smelling. In fact, the smell almost like was worse using that deodorant cream. They use a couple different acids in there, and the acids in the low pH are supposed to help tackle bacteria to keep smell at bay. And then it had, I believe, arrowroot powder to help absorb perspiration, and none of it really worked out for me. My underarms felt kind of like sticky, a little slimy. And then it didn't take care of any odor control whatsoever. Even not doing any sort of physical activity like working out or climbing or anything like that, it just didn't work. So after about a few days, I went ahead and returned it. And I typically don't return things. However, my alternate is giving it away to a friend or family member. But I was like, who is going to want my used deodorant? And so I at least hope that Sephora disposes of all that stuff in a responsible manner, so I went ahead and just took it back. So that's missing from this kind of brand review. That's just a really quick kind of overview of my short experience with Sweet Pity. But everything else, except for one other product, actually did it really well for my my hair and my body. So let's go ahead and start with the body care products, because I don't have as much to say about them as I do the hair care. And in general, I don't really post a lot of reviews about hair and body care. So, and obviously I don't have a lot of hair. So take this review kind of with a grain of salt, but I did want to share my thoughts and opinions on what I did use, because it worked out pretty well. So if you have a similar hair scalp type as mine, similar like body issues that you're trying to tackle, you might actually get some good value out of this review, hopefully, but it's not going to be as deep of a dive as I sometimes do with some of my skincare products, because that's where my true passion lies. But I did want to talk about these because I know a lot of people are talking about them. They're kind of like hyped products throughout this whole year, it felt like they have been. So let's jump in with the body cleanser. This is the Camille body cleanser. Oh my gosh, the camera's like, I'm used to putting it right over here. It's over here. Camille Cream Body Cleanser. This doesn't have autofocus either, so hopefully you can see that. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward pH balanced body wash. Comes at a pH of 5.0. All of the cleansing products here, so shampoo, conditioner, shampoo and this body wash use coconut-based surfactants. Everything in this entire line uses marula oil, sweet almond oil, and a few other blends of oils, ceramides, fruit extracts to provide nourishment to skin, to scalp, radiance to hair. It's kind of like all about glossing and giving you a shine, and then on the body it's all about nourishment. So keep that in mind. A lot of the ingredients kind of carry over from one product to another. So this one has coconut alkalines in it. It's got panthenol. It also has the sweet almond oil in there, like I mentioned, sunflower seed oil. So this is a nice, nourishing, kind of creamy body wash. And it has a kind of sweet almond, Jergens cherry almond kind of scent, as does a lot of these hair and body care products. So that's kind of what it looks like. And it lathers up. It's like a creamy gel, and then it actually lathers up really nicely with a bit of warm water. You get a pretty intense lather from this, which is really nice, especially if you're using like a loofah or like an exfoliating scrub kind of towel thing. Putting a little bit of this on there really does create a nice dense foam. So, and yeah, it has that kind of sweet almondy kind of Jergens scent. And I really like it. Except for one thing. So it does leave my skin feeling very soft, hydrated. My skin doesn't feel stripped or dried, which is what can sometimes happen when I use some like more generic body washes or men's specific body washes that maybe have more harsh surfactants, are supposed to be like deep cleansing, but really they just kind of dry out my skin. So ever since I switched to using pH or low pH body care products, I don't really get as much of like the ashy elbows or knees or dry patches. Everything's pretty much happy. The only thing that's missing from this is I wish it had some kind of acid. So some sort of AHA or BHA or something to help facilitate skin cell turnover, because I do deal with occasional ingrown hairs here and there and some body acne occasionally. So having something with a little glycolic or salicylic acid definitely helps to kind of keep all of that at bay, reduce any redness that's associated with that, and just make the skin on my body a lot happier. And it's missing from this product. This is all about kind of moisturization, nourishment, those types of things. So had Drunk Elephant tossed in an acid, even in like a fairly low concentration, I would be a little bit more sold on this, especially considering the price. I believe this is $20 or $25. I'll put all the prices in the description. So yeah, it's a good cleanser, body cleanser, especially if you have dry skin, if you have flaky skin. This has a lot of nourishing oils, which I think you'll appreciate. And that lower pH, or that 5.0 pH, is going to be kind of better for skin, as opposed to something that's got like a super high pH and is using SLS and some other ingredients that can potentially be more harsh or irritating. So I like it. It's just missing that one little thing to make it ideal for my skin issues. So that's that. Moving on, we've got the Silly. This is the body lotion, and it's got little drops of like mouthwash and splash from the sink, because it sits right next to the sink, which is kind of gross. Like, I probably should have rinsed that, but anywho, so this is their body lotion. This lotion features all of the marula oils, the sweet almond oils, coconut, sunflower, shea butter in here, moringa oil, and then it's got a whole bunch of ceramides. It's also got banana pulp and mango pulp. So it's all about that rich hydration, that deeper hydration, and then some ingredients that are going to help support skin strength. So if you are someone that deals with like itchy skin or skin that has some redness, ideally those ceramides and some of those oils will help to kind of strengthen the skin, protect it against potential irritants, and just kind of repair a little bit as well. So it's a fairly heavy looking lotion, but it absorbs really nicely, which I appreciate. So let's see if I can get some of that out. Yeah, there we go. So there's that. So yeah, it feels heavy when it's coming out of the container, but it really does massage in really nicely. A little bit goes a fairly long way. Yeah, and it has that like, I don't know what they were going for with that scent profile, but it smells like Jergens original like cherry almond lotion. So maybe that's what they were trying to emulate. That scent does kind of dissipate, and then you just kind of get this creamy, milky scent. So it's quite nice. I like it. It really has helped to keep my skin soft and smooth, especially as we're transitioning from kind of fall to winter. At least here in Colorado, the weather starts turning really dry. It starts to get cool. So I am combating sometimes some occasional dryness by the end of the day, but not much. If anything, I haven't really utilized this body lotion probably as much as I could be, only because I apply a lot of sunscreen throughout the day. So every 2 hours, I apply sunscreen as soon as I wake up, do my AM routine all the way until it gets dark. I'm pretty religious about it, and I like to use some more hydrating sunscreens on my body. Right now I'm using one from Kula, and so it does kind of hydrate the skin, soften the skin. It does a fairly decent job of keeping any dry patches or dryness at bay. So when I use a body lotion, that's usually at night, and most nights I'm not really feeling like I need it. I probably should just be using a body lotion every night regardless, but sometimes I either forget or I'm like, my skin feels fine, and I skip that step. So even though I've had this in my routine for coming up on 2 months now, I'm only probably like down to right here, because I just don't utilize it as much as I should. However, I do think it's a nice product. That's just personal routine that keeps me from like slathering this on all day and at night, because I incorporate a lot of sunscreen lotion. So yeah, a nice product. It's got all of the things that speak to a really nice hydrating and skin repairing lotion, with the ceramides, with the nourishing oils. So yeah, and it's got that nice kind of Jergens-y scent. So I think I would come back to this just because it is a little bit more rich than something like the Equate body lotions that I normally buy or things like that. It has some more weight to it, and it feels like it's more dense with like oils and some more nourishing properties. So it feels higher quality than a $6 giant thing of Jergens. So there is that difference. So I think I would come back to it just because it takes me so long to get through body lotion that I'll probably have this at least for another 3-4 months, depending on how dry my skin gets over the winter. But I wouldn't mind coming back to it. It's a really nice product. And considering I'm not burning through it, the price increase between something that's a little bit more drugstore isn't that impactful for me because I'm not using it as quickly. So there is that. That's the Silly body lotion. And then everything else we have to talk about is all hair care products. So we're going to start with what I think is my favorite product out of this entire lineup, and that's the T.L.C. Happy Scalp Scrub. You can see this has gotten a lot of TLC. I'm really working my way through this. So I've had this for a couple months now. This is an AHA BHA blend of 10% that also uses some plant oils and a really low pH to thoroughly exfoliate and do some resurfacing of the scalp, while also imparting some nourishment and softening properties as well. This has a pH of 3.7, so that's fairly low. That's gonna allow those acids to penetrate a little bit deeper into the skin. So this has like kind of a tip applicator, and so you essentially, if you have longer hair, you part your hair and then run this along the part line. Since I don't have that problem, I pretty much just go bloop, 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 and do about 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then just massage that in. And this has is it cellulose? Yeah, so plant-based cellulose little beads. So they almost feel like plastic, little tiny plastic granules, but it's actually a plant-based cellulose, so it's totally biodegradable, all of that stuff. So this has like a creamy, lotiony style texture. And let's see if I can get the camera close enough to show you those beads. You can see a little bit of those granules in there as I massage it. So the oils and the nourishing pieces actually start to absorb, and then what you're left, and the acids kind of soak in, and then what you're left with is the granules kind of on the surface. So you massage this in, you let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then you rinse. So I really like this because as someone with oily, like an oily scalp, oily skin, I feel like I get buildup on my scalp a little bit more frequently than maybe others do. And my scalp can just kind of feel a little congested and a little greasy. And so this has really helped to kind of regulate that, help to thoroughly cleanse and kind of give my scalp like a refreshing feeling. But then during the winter time and when it cools down, things kind of flip for me. So rather than my scalp feeling kind of oily, it'll start to feel a little bit dry. And in fact, it'll start to get kind of oddly flaky with that temperature change. And I think it's in part due to the dryness, to the weather, but also because I wear a lot of hats during the winter because I don't usually have a lot of hair. So I think just trapping some of that sweat and the moisture, it just kind of, it throws my scalp and kind of this part of my head for a loop. Like I'm always battling some like weird breakouts and some weird flakiness. And usually that kicks off in October. And so far, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I think the T.L.C. Happy Scalp with its salicylic acid and glycolic acid has really helped to keep all of that in check. I haven't seen any of that weird flakiness. I haven't gotten, sometimes I'll even get like an itchy scalp during the winter time, and I haven't seen any of that. Everything's kind of pretty much normalized and regulated and stayed balanced this whole time. So fingers crossed that continues. This is probably the most impressive product from the entire body and hair care lineup from Drunk Elephant that I have used. This is the one that I will absolutely be repurchasing. I haven't found a lot of scalp specific products that incorporate both the light scrub with the salicylic acid and the glycolic acid and the nourishing oils. Like this really feels like a unique product compared to, or I guess in contrast to everything else here. You know, this feels like something special. So I really, really like this one. Prices and sizes and links on where to buy will all be below. We're just gonna cruise right through this. Next up, let's talk about the shampoo. So after using that scrub, I will rinse. I do this once a week, and then I'll rinse and then come in with the Coco Mino Glossing Shampoo. So this is a panthenol based with cocoa amino acids, coconut based surfactants, a pH of 5.5 shampoo that's supposed to help nourish and provide shine. So there's also the marula oil in here that, like I said, it's pretty much in everything here. Sunflower oil, sweet almond oil again. It actually looks kind of similar to the cleanser, the body cleanser. So yeah, I like this with that pH. It seems like it's really gentle on the scalp and on the hair. It's not stripping. Every time I rinse this, my hair just feels really soft. It's a little bit lighter in consistency than the body cleanser. It's more of a gel as opposed to the cream. But yeah, you can see it lathers up really nicely, which is great considering it's a pH balanced product. They really nailed that. But it has that, once again, that kind of sweet almond scent. But yeah, it just absorbs into a lather, or creates that nice lather, and then it massages in really, really nicely, and it rinses without that like squeaky or stripped feeling. It just rinses really nicely, leaves my hair and my scalp feeling soft and hydrated, what little hair I have. But my hair can feel, because it's short and kind of stubby, it can feel pretty coarse. like, you know, you run your hand across it and it just feels like stiff and kind of twig-like. And sometimes I can even get ingrown hairs, like sometimes back here, because there's a little bit of curl to my hair as well. So for whatever reason, it hasn't really been doing that since I started using the Drunk Elephant products, and my scalp and my hair just feel kind of soft and kind of smooth. So I can't really talk about how it does with color treated hair. There's all these things that are really important when you're considering hair care products, and most of them don't apply to me because I've barely got anything. But as far as scalp health and how my scalp feels, that's really important to me because I can see my scalp. If it does get red, if it does get itchy or flaky, it can look a little unsightly because you can see right through to it. So I really like these products for the scalp benefits, as well as the, you know, what hair I have benefits as well. So that's that for the shampoo. I really like this. Please comment if you've used this, if you have longer hair, color treated hair, if you've got textured hair. I'd love to hear how this works on different hair types because I only have minimal things to talk about. And then we've got the Coco Mino Marula Cream Conditioner. So this uses like a marula butter, so it's like almost like a whipped version of that oil. It's more dense. It's also got the aloe leaf juice in it. It's got currant seed oil, watermelon seed oil, sweet almond. And so this is a fairly heavy conditioner, I'd say. Let's see, it's even hard to get it to the top because it's kind of sitting in there pretty thick like, but there's that. And just a creamy kind of buttery conditioner, and it feels heavy coming out of the bottle, and it does feel a little bit heavy on the scalp, but once it hits a bit of water, like when your hair is still damp, it kind of froths a little bit and becomes a little bit lighter. So I think those with particularly oily scalp like me, I don't have to worry about this making my scalp or my hair feel greasy, because it kind of lightens up when it mixes with just a bit of water, and it rinses really cleanly as well. So there's that. And I typically will put this on. I'll put the conditioner on, and then I'll do the body wash. And, you know, if I'm doing any sort of body exfoliation, all that stuff, that way the conditioner has like a couple minutes to sink in. And the reason I made such a mess here is because out of the tube, it smells like everything else. It smells like that sweet almond kind of Jergens, but in my hair, and I don't know if this will depend on your hair and like the makeup, like if you have oily or dry scalp, but even a little bit on my hand, it smells like potato peelings, like raw potato, like like when you're peeling potatoes, that's what it smells like. So I've been calling it the potato rinse because every time I put it in my hair, like my hair just smells of raw potatoes, and it goes away obviously after I rinse, but it's such an odd scent that I was not expecting. Yeah, it doesn't quite smell like that in my hands, but when I have it in my hair, it's like strong potato scent, which it's kind of fun. I like it. I don't dislike it. It's just really interesting and different, not something I was expecting. But after I rinse, it really just enhances that softness, that manageability of my hair. Sometimes I do put a little bit of pomade just to get some of the little flyaways to lie flat and on the sides of my hair, and I feel like with this, it's just a little bit more manageable. So it doesn't leave my hair greasy, it just has this nice kind of medium conditioning quality. It also makes my scalp feel really soft as well, like I've put a nice lotion on my scalp. Once again, without feeling too heavy or overburdened with the oils. It's a nice balance. So there's that. And then the last product, and the product that I'm, out of all of this, I think I'm the least happy with, or I'm not a fan of it really. This is the Wild Marula Tangle Spray. And I think the reason why I don't like this product is I misunderstood the assignment, I think, because granted it is a tangle spray, but sometimes when I see these products, I think this is a leave-in conditioner. That's what I kind of attribute it to. I used the Sun Bum 3-in-1 treatment spray, and that was like a spray that when you sprayed it, it was like a lightweight lotion or emulsion in the hand, And then I could use that to kind of tame some hair down, just to add some more softness to my hair and my scalp, just to make everything a little bit more manageable, kind of take care of that coarseness or kind of make that not as apparent. And so I was thinking it was going to be a leave-in conditioner, almost like maybe a very lightweight styling product. And that's not this at all. This is just a straight up like liquidy, watery spray that is used for detangling, which, hello, Anthony, that's what it says on the bottle, but I guess I was hoping for something a little bit different or something that had some multiple uses. And so I'll kind of show you on the hand. That's what it looks like. It's just a drippy, watery spray. Has that same kind of Jergens scent, which I'm sure Drunk Elephant's like, please stop associating our high-end hair care with Jergens. But if you're gonna throw a bunch of sweet almond oil in there, that's what's gonna happen. So this has the marula oil in it. It's got coconut oil. It has a lot of the same things as like the conditioner does, which once again kind of made me think it would be heavier, but it's in that really watery formulation. So I could see that as being excellent for longer hair that needs to be detangled. It could even work as like a leave-in for longer hair, but I was looking for something that's almost like a cream or kind of like a really lightweight lotion leave-in conditioner, and that's just not what this is. So I haven't really been using it all that much. The way I have been using it when I do incorporate it now is I've got a styling balm here that I picked up from Target. It's the Beard brand Lumberyard styling spray or styling balm. And so when I do have those little flyaways where I want everything to lay flat, when my hair is a little bit longer than this, I'll just take a dollop of this and blend it with a few sprays of the wild marula just to get the marula oil and all of the nice oils and the softening properties, but in a thicker kind of balm that still kind of styles. So I'm trying to make it work. However, I use it so infrequently now that I'm done with my 1 month trial period that I will most likely be giving this away to someone that maybe has longer hair or deals with little tangles or knots or what have you. I think they'll get a lot more use out of this than I would. So that's not something I would probably come back to. If anything, I might just grab the Coco Mino conditioner and put about a little dollop in my hand and use that, because that's kind of in essence, that's what I was looking for anyway. So this just wasn't the product for me. So yeah, I'd say favorite out of the entire lineup, especially if you deal with an oily scalp or a flaky scalp, or you just want to rebalance your scalp. If you use a lot of hair care products and you just want to get any of that residue or break up any of the excess product that might be left behind on a weekly basis, this is definitely worth checking out. The other one, I think these three, the shampoo, the conditioner, and the T.L.C. Happy Scalp Scrub are probably my top three. The body wash, I wish it had an acid in it. The body lotion is fine, but like I said, it's not part of my routine to be religiously using body lotion because I use a lot of sunscreen. And then this one and the Sweet Pity are just I'm not a fan of this because I don't think I understood exactly what it was going to be when I got it, and the Sweet Pity just didn't work. I was stinky regardless of if I used it or not. So that's that. Let me know if you have any questions about not only the hair care and body care products from Drunk Elephant, but just Drunk Elephant in general. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any more additional questions about these products or other Drunk Elephant products, I'll do my best to answer them if I have used them. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay glowing. Bye.